Hello, hello. Welcome for another episode of The Power Story. Hey, it's the host with the most, your man, Darren M. Palmer. So excited to be with you, where I get the privilege, the honor to be able to interview change agents who are making a difference locally and globally. And definitely, we have a change agent on here today for The Power Story. Got Miss Molly Trotter, the queen herself, is in the building. I love it. People over profits in the building. So, Molly, I just want to welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to, I kept saying this before we got on here. I'm ready for this ride. So let's do this.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know some of you have seen Molly and the work that she's done, whether it's on Instagram, on social media, or whatnot, or if you've been able to catch a live event where you've heard her speak. But this power story, we want to dig deeper into who Molly is. So Molly, if you don't mind, give us, I know we can go all day with this, like a lifetime story, but give us the evolution of, you know, you before you was in the limelight, so to speak. Give us the evolution of how you've become the person that you are right now in professional development, also with your company and the things that you're doing and how you're impacting people across the globe.
Well, let me clear my throat because, like you said, we could go all day. I'm just kidding, but seriously though. So when it comes to the evolution of the limelight, it's gone on probably a lot longer than most. You know, when I was a young child, I just looked around me and I was like, I feel different. I feel different. Vibrations are different, and I just didn't really know what I was truly meant for. And as time went on, I knew I really loved people. I knew I really wanted to create something special. Just didn't really know what that was. So eventually I kind of funneled myself into television. I thought television was the way to go. I thought, being a face on TV, somebody trustworthy, somebody to give people a voice, because everybody has a story. Not everybody is strong enough to share their story, or they don't think it's important. And I'm a firm believer now more than ever, everybody has a story that's important that can impact other people. So when I got into television, it wasn't at all what I expected. I was in there for 5 years, and your 15 minutes of fame, I had 5 years of not even fame, but people would get weird. Let me tell you, like, I got followed in grocery stores. I got called a celebrity, like all this weird stuff. And I'm like, no, my job's just more public than yours. That's it. Like, you're weird, back up. And at the end of the day, I love television in the sense that you had such a powerful medium to express whatever story to whatever person or people out there that are watching. However, I truly believe that television is used all wrong. It's death, destruction, and just mayhem. And it's always something negative. And it's like, I was like, I don't want to build my legacy for that. So I went through all of that, started building my brand probably the last 2 years in television, just because when you're on TV, you got to sell yourself really, hey, watch my story. Watch what I have. So I started building my brand online at that point, just gaining followers just because I was on TV, like it's a really, really easy catch. There's nothing to it, super surface. However, I've always been a person of depth. I've always loved deep conversations. I always love just really meaty stuff. And my friends always like, oh no, like we're at a party, like Molly's lonely, she's going to come to us with a deep conversation. Like, I love depth. Like, it's just, there's so much surface out there. I was like, this is whatever. And that's what television also was too. It's like, there's not enough resources to really dig. So long story short, got out of TV. I'll be very transparent with you. I was actually fired from my last job because over 2 years ago, it was actually 2 years ago this month, because of a transformation photo that I posted. Because they couldn't handle the fact of me trying to inspire other people through a transformation I put my body through. And yet there's other women on the news that are in sparkly little bikinis at a show, purposely showing off. And I'm just trying to inspire some people to lose some weight. And I'm like, okay, this clearly wasn't meant for me. And it was like a really big burden lifted. So at that point, at that juncture 2 years ago, I'm like, what do I do? Go back into the corporate world. I said, nope, not for me. I could have found another news station job. I said, nope, definitely not. It's just going to continue the race of going nowhere, in my opinion, the hamster wheel, right? And I was like, I got into network marketing 1 year before I got out of television. And it was the biggest blessing to me, because network marketing is just so powerful when done the right way. And I love helping people. So why not help people and get paid for it? Like, that's just a no-brainer. And do it on your own time. You call the shots, you be the boss. So at the end of the day, I got into that. Also started my own consulting business where I do nutrition and fitness consulting, and it's kind of evolved into some more life coaching now, as well as social media branding. A lot of people ask about the social media stuff because it's crazy to me people bash social media all the time, but yeah, we're all on there. We're all scrolling. We're either adding to it or we're just scrolling and we're taking. So my mission on social media is one of those where give before you get. You got to give value. You got to show people, hey, I trust you. I vibe with you. I like where your head's at. And like this, if you ever follow me on social media, you're going to see my captions and things like that, where that just didn't come off because I'm like, oh, hey, it's selfie Saturday, or we're here at the park, or we're here shopping. No, there's actually like legit meat to it, where there's some kind of a message I want to convey to you, you know, some kind of a message where it can actually really help you in whatever situation you're in. So it's general yet hard hitting, raw, real, and relevant at the same time. And that to me means everything, because we're all on social media anyways, right? So why not give something to other people, which is actually really translated well in my business now, because I do a lot of what I do is I market a lot on social media by just lifestyle. This is what I do. I'm by the pool working, I'm at the beach working, I'm talking with other people, I'm having a good time. It's the middle of the day on a Thursday, and I'm over here doing stuff that people wish they would be doing at 2 o'clock, but they're stuck in an office. Because I've taken those measures of like, hey, I don't want to work for somebody else. Legitimately, I am so unemployable, it's not even funny. Nobody's going to want to be my boss. Nobody's going to want to be my boss, because I just have that boss mentality that I want to call my own shots. I want to have my own business. I want to do my own thing. But I'll tell anybody that does not have that, you got to know it's not easy. Choose your heart. Somebody calls the shots for you, or you do it for yourself, but you have to give up to go up. I have taken pay cuts. I have been single for a long time because I don't want a relationship to distract me on what my mission and where God has me going. You know, I choose not to go out on Saturday nights or go out very often. And when I do, it's really intentional to meet people. I'm not waiting for the weekend to get wasted because I don't like my life during the week. I love my life during the week. So I don't need to go and let loose because there's nothing to let loose of. I'm enjoying what I do. So in a nutshell, you know, where I'm at right now, fast forward, there was a lot of hardships in between that time. I'm not going to make it sound all easy, because I know you're just like, wow, that sounds great. There was a lot of nights where I cried myself to sleep. A lot of nights where I did not have family and friends that supported me, and I felt like I was all on my own. A lot of nights where I had negative bank accounts, more times than I can count. And I hate that. But at the same time, that teaches you so much. And then at the same time, probably one of the biggest lessons I learned, which is an amazing one, is at the end of the day, social media has literally connected me to one person that will be going forward, going forward, a multi-billion-dollar relationship from a Facebook friend request. So anybody that wants to bash social media as to it doesn't work, it's a waste of time. I make over probably like 95% of my income on social media, and it's bringing me people in my life from all around the country that think like I do. Because when you vibrate on a different level, you're not going to find people like you just anywhere. You got to be intentional about it. And it took me to the age of 28 to find these people. 28, and I'm 29 now. It's like one of those things where I'm just like, thank God, like I found you, because I felt like I was alone. And how many of us feel that way? So at this point, I'm going to kind of put pause, because I don't know if you have questions, because like you said, we could just keep going, rattling off, but I don't know if you have any questions from anything else that I said.
Hey, no, that's extraordinary what you shared. And that's exactly why I wanted to have Molly on, because so many people can just see it and just think that you're doing it for the gram. But I love what Molly represents, because she's a person of substance. And, you know, for those, I think I've seen some with Andy Frisella or something, you know, for other people, they might not get it. They just think, oh, it's Instagram, or it's Facebook, it's Snapchat, whatever it may be. But people of substance, you know, basically the quote of Jay-Z, real recognize real, and you looking familiar. You can tell, like, okay, this queen right here, she's really focused. Like, you know, everything that you just shared, I could see through your post, like, okay, she ain't just doing it for the gram. She's really about impact. It's like, it's certain people that you know that they're moving. They're not just here to pop bottles and waste everything. And not saying, you know, if you want to pop bottles, ain't nothing wrong with popping bottles if you want to pop bottles. But I'm just saying, some people, that's the only thing that they're about. And I can tell, too, that you have a serious mission. And I want the audience to hear that from you, because I think, you know, with the right lighting, the right photos, the cropping, all of that stuff that's going on, people can look at it and not know that you cried going to bed, not know that you had some negative, bank account sometimes or whatnot. Your account was in the negative. And so many people just think, oh, man, she just has trillions of dollars, and that's just how she's always had it. And, you know, she made a big contract from TV. Then she just went right over there into that. I mean, you had to grind to build this business up because you didn't leave. Because I know I've even seen some comments where people just think, well, it's easy for her to say that network marketing worked, but she had money when she left from TV. And that's not the case. And you know, and that's why I'm glad that you was able to pour in us and share that. And with all that you went through, Molly, if you don't mind, just give us 3 transferable skills or things that you gleaned from your experience that our audience could use no matter in what area or what part of life that they're going through right now that you learned during that trying time.
3. All right. So I would say number 1, you have to be your own best friend, because there's going to be times where your best friends, your anybody around you is not going to understand what it is your mission is. And I'm a firm believer where God didn't give them that mission. He gave it to you. So sometimes people aren't going to get it. And you just got to get that. I tell people, you start with the baby skin, right? Soft and it's plush. You got to get that rhino skin where it just bounces off you. And like that rhino skin has gotten so thick for me because it's like, whether you do or you don't, I don't care, because I'm going to do it for myself. I'm going to do it for the people that need me. And if you don't understand that, then you're not part of that. So you've got to become your own best friend, and you have to be okay with being by yourself sometimes. You know, I'll go back to the single part. At the end of the day, super transparent. I love love. I used to be a relationship hopper. I used to go from guy to guy to guy because I didn't want to be alone. But guess what? That wasn't serving me. That actually was hindering me. Why? Because I wasn't taking the time to reflect on myself and what Molly needed. So when I took the time to be like, you know what? I have to do my own thing. I have to be by myself as much as I don't like it. I'm a people person. I love love. And when I'm all in, I'm all in. But I had to be my own best friend. And I still am, still single, because I choose to know and to accept the mission that has been assigned to me. And my rent on this earth is to serve a lot of people. And I can't get distracted. And guess what? I'll get what I want later. I know it's coming, but it's just, and I even put this up as a post today. Don't be so fixated on your due date, whatever date you put on whatever it is you want to get done. Because right now it may not be your due season. It may not be your season for that to come through. So the due date, just like when somebody has a baby, right? I've never had a kid, but like, you know, up until the baby, oh, when's your due date? When's your due date? The baby doesn't come on the due date after the due date. And so, hey, how far past are you on your due date? Well, at the end of the day, that baby's coming out at the exact time it needs to come out. So everybody's so fixated on like, this is when we got to do it. And you have to be, and this is going to go into a second one, is you have to be mentally tough. You got to focus on that mindset. You know, forget, like, if you don't, you can have all the goals and the money in the world, and you can achieve them, but if you don't have the mindset to handle that, somebody can hand you $1 million. If you don't have the mindset to handle that, you're going to blow right through it. You know, it's crazy. I heard a statistic it's up by like 25% if somebody wins the lottery, they're more likely to be, you know, killed or commit suicide because they don't know how to handle the money. So at the end of the day, like, you have to have that mindset no matter what you do. You got to pour into yourself. Get some, you know, some popular books, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, I'm a huge John Maxwell fan. You got to pour into yourself constantly, even when nobody's looking, because whatever is done in the dark will show in the light. So you got to pour into yourself on the back end big time. So mindset, be your own best friend, mindset. And, you know, the last thing that I'll say is really watch who you put yourself around, your inner circle, the people you spend the most time with. And you may have heard this, you may not, but you are that person who you surround yourself with, like those 5 people you surround yourself with, you will become that. So if they're lame, broke, unmotivated, complaining all the time, you're going to be lame, broke, unmotivated, complaining all the time. Okay. But if they are next level, if they're thinking about what next investment am I getting into? You know, what do I need to do to sharpen myself mentally? What next personal development, convention do I need to go to? Who am I putting myself around? You know, that is so key. And I'll tell you this, I've actually had mentors on social media that I've never met in person that helped me get to where I am today. Social media, because I followed people who had what I wanted. And some of my closest friends and closest business partners that are now family to me, we don't even all live in the same state. Arizona, Indiana, Miami, New York, Texas. I mean, we're all over the map. But what brings us together is technology. What brought us together, honestly, was social media to start. So I'm telling you, anybody that's sleeping on social media, you're sleeping on some money. And you're sleeping on really good people that are just that are waiting for you. But if you choose to play small and to keep that door shut and not come out to play, well, guess what? You're going to get just that. You're going to be alone. You're going to be depressed, and it's going to be a hard road. And I could have done that after I got fired. Why? Because like a few weeks before I got fired, I actually, this is going to make a twist into things. This just adds into my story. But I was almost engaged. A man asked my dad for permission to marry me, found out that he cheated on me through the girl on Instagram that he was cheating on me with because she didn't know about me. And then my heart was broken, ripped to shreds. And then boom, got fired. And it was just like, boom, boom. And I was at bottom. And I was like, okay, only way to go up from here. So when I was in Eastern Washington at the time, dealing with all this, I said, okay, well, you know what? I ain't got time to be sad for people that don't need to be in my life anyways. I packed up my car, sold what didn't fit, moved to Southern California, and the rest is history. But when I say the rest is history, here's my plan, and it was like this. I mean, even just all over the place. It's not a straight shot ever. So so be your own best friend mindset. And then, oh gosh, what did I say what the last one was? I don't remember what I said what the last one was. Do you remember what I said?
Yeah, they got it down. They should have been paying attention. There was so many nuggets there. But I know one thing that I just want to extract out of what you were sharing was the importance of continuing to move on, even though you get hit. You know, and life is going to hit. But as my man Les Brown would say, you got to be hungry. Oh, let's say you got to be hungry. But and what I mean by that is you could have quit. Some people would have picked up a gun or picked up pills or pick up alcohol or whatnot, some kind of narcotic to be able to handle the situation that they were in or they found themselves in by life. Man, I lost a person that I was in love with. I lost someone who wanted to be my Boaz, who I was going to get married to. And then I found out this way through social media. Some people could have used that as a reason where you're being an advocate for social media. You could have said, hey, social media ruined my life. You could have took that. So I just want to let those who are listening, these value bombs that she's dropping, I want you to be able to go and read between the signs and understand the importance of what are you choosing to see. Molly chose to get back up. She chose to have a vision of positivity, of I'm going to get better. I'm not going to mope around. Somebody else could have had the same situation that Molly had and say, you know what, I'll never use social media again. That caused me to lose out on a relationship, on a marriage. That caused me to lose everything, even my job. I never use it again. So what are you looking at? Because somebody can take your same situation and go and be a billionaire with it, or go help so many people, or start a nonprofit, or whatever it may be. But you have to have the right perspective. Do you agree with that, Molly, the importance of perspective?
Oh, that's key. If we could add a fourth one onto that list, that would definitely be it, because what you focus on grows. And you just showed the opposite side of what I didn't do, and I've showed you the side that I did do. And you're right, a lot of people want to go after the negative, unfortunately, because more people congregate down there. They can feel each other. They can, oh, okay, I understand you. But when somebody chooses to rise up and get out, they're kind of like, wait, what? Like, what did you do? And that's the big thing. It's like, outside of perspective, if somebody has what you want, you don't know how they get there, ask questions. You know, like, how did you do that? How did you get there? Get the roadmap. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Awesome. And I just got to throw this one in here too. Man, it's imperative that you get outside of the box. Just like Molly shared, I'm testifying right now. She's preaching to the choir right now, because I know that some of the closest people that I know, we don't even live in the same state with each other. We come from different ethnic backgrounds, different countries even, all because of social media. That's the power behind it. Like you said, you might not have everyone that you need in that right circle in the local area that you're in, or geographically or whatnot. But that doesn't stop you from connecting. It doesn't stop you from getting on a Zoom. It doesn't stop you from getting on FaceTime with someone if you're connected to them. Also, I love it, Molly, and I know you do too, is that basically anywhere I travel to, if I'm going to a lunch or whatever it may be, I got people that I know there. So when I get to those cities, I get to those areas, I'm having a great experience that the average person doesn't have, because I know people who are from that area, and I'm able to tie into their network. And that's the importance that I want y'all to understand, that network. So now I'm getting deals. Now I'm able to add value to people because of who I'm connected to. And so I know Molly can agree with that as well, the importance of the network that you're able to draw off of by the great people that you meet. Because most of the time, if I'm connected with Molly, then guess what? If me and Molly are both growing, we're both evolving, we both taking it to the next level, I'm pretty sure if I go and hang out with her, she's going to connect me with other individuals where I might not even talk to her for the rest of the night, because I'm going to have another conversation over here with somebody else who's thinking, big thoughts, and this is what we need to do, and here's another plan. I'm like, oh man, I got my pad out, I got my phone out, I'm taking down notes. And so I want you to understand that it's not an old, it is an old saying, but it's just not cliche. It's the substance behind it, that your network is your net worth. Share with us about that, how you've been able to grow your network, and your net worth by the great people that you're associated with, Molly.
Absolutely. And I love that saying. And people, if they say it's cliche, well, guess what? They're probably not utilizing it. And that's just the harsh reality. So if you're not, I'm just saying, if you don't believe in that, and I vibe with you because I believe in that. And what did I do? So in the opportunity that I'm in right now, network marketing, what I chose to do is, this is my second company, actually. My first one, I talked to my warm market, talked to my friends, family, things like that. They still were just like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm like, okay. Second one, I said, friends, family, nope. And I went straight for strangers. Nobody I knew. Why? Because I'm just going to say it, waste my time with people who want to be skeptical, that see me for the old me, and they see all the behind the scenes and they don't want to support me in the now. But they will support me when, that bank account hits a certain number. They're going to be like, how'd you do that? And it's like, you could have been with me the whole time. But, at the end of the day, I really choose to leverage connecting and talking with strangers, whether I'm out and about or social media. You can connect to so many people on social media all over the world. And I have people in my organization from all over the world. And how do they join me? Because I choose to be me, show them behind the scenes, the goofy, the raw, the real, the serious, the emotional, the just everything. Why? Because I'm taking them on this journey. Just like the movie, you're going to be on an emotional roller coaster. Otherwise, that movie was garbage. They want to take you and they want to make you feel it. And that's exactly what social media is. It's your own personal highlight reel, your own movie. So I want people to feel me and feel my energy. And at the end of the day, I have people that want to partner up with me because they're like, I want what you have. What is it? And I share with them the opportunity, but it's bigger than that. It's the person you become. The money's going to be there. Trust me. What I do, the money is there, but it's not even about that. It starts at that. But what you become as a person, who you become, that is the key. And then from there, it's the ripple effect. It's, okay, I help somebody in Nigeria, and that person in Nigeria helps, the people that live around them, and then that helps them. Now I'm starting to change a country. I'm starting to change an area, whatever, here in Africa, or here in my own city, starting to change, people in different cities, and it spreads. Why? Because when you have a good person and somebody who really takes people and hey, I really want to help you. I don't look at you as a dollar sign. That's where the net worth really starts to roll in. It's not so much, I'm not focused on the money. The money's coming in, and that's great. And the less I focus on it, actually, on okay, what's in my bank account, the more of it rolls in. Because if you're so fixated on, oh, I'm broke, I don't have enough for this, enough for that, guess what? What you focus on grows. But I'm like, hey, I need to talk to more people. I need to have more deals. I want to be in more investments. I want more streams of income. What is that going to do? It's programming me for abundance. And then people are going to be like, how are you able to travel all the time? How were you able to get this car? How were you able to do this? How are you able to pay for that? Blah, blah, blah. Buy this. And you show them an opportunity that works for them, whatever that may be for you. Maybe what I do isn't for you. It doesn't matter. As long as you are passionate and you love what you do, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are working for other people they don't even like, can't tolerate, they would never want to hang out with a capped income. For what? For possibly that boss to wake up one day and be like, yeah, you know what? You're yanked, you're cut. And your only source of income is gone. And what happens after that? So be around people who have a higher net worth, higher mindset, and learn from them. That's what I chose to do, because I wasn't raised in a family, not that we weren't poor by any means. We were definitely upper middle class, which I'm grateful for, but investing and thinking bigger like that, forget it. It's actually kind of funny, because when I go home for family functions and stuff like that, it's me asking them how they're doing. They don't really ask me how I'm doing, because they can see on social media, right? That's their excuse. So I can just watch your story. I'm like, okay. Well, at the end of the day, if I had a boyfriend or if I had something like that where they could relate to, they would get it. But I'm on a different vibration of them. They don't know how to chat, how to talk. And that's lonely. I'll tell you that. It's lonely. And it kind of sucks sometimes, because I would love to talk to my family about what I do, but they're not interested. That's where the rhino skin comes back into play, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're interested or not, because it's not for you. I know it'll be for you eventually, because you'll see more of this money rolling in, more of these trips, more than you already do, and you're gonna have to ask, because it's right in your face. But people in society are so typical. How's your job? How's your boyfriend? How's your family? How's your kids? Well, when you don't have any one of those, because I don't, what is there to talk about? You got to dig. And some people just don't want to.
They don't want to. And I love that rhino skin, having that dexterity, to be able to understand, like, hey, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And you got to find your tribe. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because there's a lot of people that's jumping out of their race of finding your purpose, of being who you were called to be, because you're trying to acquiesce. You're trying to fit in with those who are being ordinary. You got to leave ordinary lanes so you can reside on extraordinary drive. And if you don't understand that, you have to get around people who understand that. So it's not like, say, for instance, I have some best friends, okay? And they know we schedule appointments with each other, because I respect what they do and how they're running their business and the things that they have to take care of, and they respect what I have to do. Now, what Molly was bringing up to us, for those who are listening, oh my goodness, Darren, did you really say that you're going to schedule an appointment with your best friends? Now, I'm not saying that they can't randomly send me a message or send me a text or something. I'm not saying that I won't ever respond, but we value time. That's what she's talking about. Another level. What vibration are you on? Because the people who understand it, they're going to be interested and intrigued. Like, hey, Molly, how do I do this? I was looking at this ETF, but I don't think I want to go that route. I think I want to go another way. I see you doing this. How are you making these moves? Do you got some ways that I can travel better with? What can I do to be able to diversify my portfolio? They're interested. Instead of hating and, saying that she doesn't fit in, they understand the importance of, like, hey, I'm not trying to fit in, because I'm a 1% type of person. There's nothing rude, but if you want your life, I'm not going to knock you for wanting the life that you want, but I'm out here to get it. So I don't mind doing podcasts. I don't mind getting on the road. I don't mind doing deals. I don't mind doing phone calls, because I know what I'm aiming for. I know what I'm going for in life. And look at it. Because of this, these are power moves. I'm able to be over here and learn from the queen herself, Molly Trotter, on here today. So you see what I'm saying? Now, if I was just running around at Costco and worried about the next Dallas Cowboys season and arguing and fighting with people at the barbershop, I wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to learn from this great queen in here today. And that's what I'm talking about. It's all about expansion. But if you don't have a platform, if you're not adding value, you don't have anything to give, then guess what? I might be looked at as a creeper, when I'm up there saying, hey, can I talk to you? Talk to you about what? We talking about making moves. If you're not talking about moves, if you're not talking about global, if you're not saying expansion, if you're not evolving, if you're not expanding all of that, then hey, it's nothing to talk about. It doesn't matter how many good shots. It don't matter how bad your body is, because that's overrated now. Everybody got a shot, and so these are the things that you got to understand. Guys, it don't mean if you can throw money in the air, that's great, but are you building wealth? And that's what Molly's doing. And but you've been such an inspiration, Molly. Share with us, who inspires Molly Trotter?
Oh, that's good. That's good. There are the people that inspire me are the ones that choose to show me that they're hungry and that they want it. Whatever company that you're in, people that don't give up. You could look at the Tony Robbins, the Grant Cardones, the people up there. Oh, they inspire me. That some of those people have what I want. That doesn't inspire me. What inspires me to work harder, to push further, and to just reach out to more people if I'm having a bad day or just I need a little extra juice, are the people that, whatever business you are, that choose to share their story unapologetically, that choose not to give up, that choose to not to go with the crowd and just be different. And so every once in a while, a lot of people just get so fearful of judgment that it's rare when I find one of those people that inspire me. But there are some of those people I'm just like, wow, I know how hard you worked for that. I know how long you waited for that. I know what this means to you. Yes. Yes. And yes. Why? Because it just, for me, I knew that in order for this to really work, for me to help the masses. And in 2019, my goal is to help over 5,000 people. It's a big goal. It's a big goal. but I love it. And I know it's attainable because it's bigger than me. And I know there's people that are going to connect with me with that, especially women. But at the end of the day, when I see people just grinding and working, like against all odds, you know, maybe they're going to be evicted from their home. Maybe they have to choose between the lights on or food and their son, whatever. They got some tough stuff. That's what fires me up. What also fires me up is I have quite a few gentlemen in my business that used to hustle the wrong way, caught up in drugs, caught up in gangs and violence and all that stuff. And a part of me is just like, why are they attracted to me? You know, like what brings them into my business? What is it? It's different is happening here. Yeah, maybe I wasn't involved in those things, but what fires me up is when those gentlemen tell me, you know what? I've seen too many of my boys die in the streets. I've seen too much heartbreak, too much this, too much that, too much. What do I have to do to change generation? You're changing the scope of people's communities. That right there means everything for me. If I would choose somebody and pull some people, you know, build this business with people like out of the hood, out of the slums, out of whatever, that don't have much, rather than somebody who has all the money and somebody who just wants to make more money. Because I really want to affect change, because when that person gets it, that is like it. That's a super, super inspiring story. You know, it gets me every time when I see stories like that, because I don't know what that's like. I wasn't raised in that, so I'm not going to pretend to say that I do. But what I can say is that, like, I know there's a lot of people that have been in that. And I have a lot of people that I work with that were hustling the wrong way, been in and out of jail, but they said, you know what, like, I need to make a change. And now some of these people are 5, 6, 7-figure earners in a matter of, like, you know, 2 years, because they decided to switch their mentality. That fires me up, because they could have become a product of their environment, but they chose not to. When, you know, if you look at somebody like me, if we want to stereotype, not that we should, but whatever, if you want to stereotype, oh, she could go get a job anywhere, you know, pretty, white, blonde, she could do whatever she wants. Well, I don't want to go with the status quo. I don't want to go be in a company somewhere or be a stay-at-home, not that stay-at-home mom's a bad thing, but just be a housewife. I want to bring in something, and I want to build a legacy. And there's a lot of other women that need that. And it's a really big passion of mine. It's like, look, ladies, we just got to find the right vehicle for you. And they got to connect with the right leader, the right person that can show them the way. And that's what I'm really, really passionate about, because a lot of women just get like, no, you shouldn't do this. You should go do that. Whatever society programs then say you're not good enough to do X. Well, screw X. Let's scribble it out, erase it. I don't believe in that. I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do. Who wants to come with me? Period.
Hey, I love that. You know, they got to get in line. You got to get in formation of whatever it is that you want to do. You know, whatever goal you have, you got to make sure that you go all in on that particular goal. And I love that on the mindset, just like you was talking about those individuals who might have had a street mentality, but the same thing that's going on the hood street is going on Wall Street. You just got to change the terminology and make sure that you understand and use those transferable skills to be able to incorporate that to get your goal, your piece of the pie. And I love when you're sharing that, Molly, because it's opportunity for everybody if they just change their perspective or whatnot and get with the right people on the right wavelength. So I got to ask you this, because you're doing some amazing things. And I want to hear it. And I know the people want to hear this question. What is the future for Molly Trotter? What do you hope to accomplish?
Well, if only you could see what my bathroom mirror looks like right now. I got sticky notes all over as to what I'm going to accomplish between 2020 and I think 2026 is the date range that I have there for these various things. But first and foremost, it's my goal for 2019 is to help over 5,000 people. My goal for 2019 is to be between 6 and 7 figures. And I'm not saying that be like, ooh, look at me, 6, 7 figures. No, what I'm about to do with that money is going to be able to help people globally with so many different things, from what me and my business partners want to put together. I'll just shout some out. Creating an entrepreneur school. Creating a school where people are actually going to learn how to be an entrepreneur, and the people coming to teach those classes are the Grant Cardones, the Gary V's, the Tony Robbins, things like that. And their incentive for coming out here is they can funnel them into their business. And how do you pass that? You have to be able to create a successful business, teaching people what to do it on daily basis. Outside of that, you know, I love traveling. And I think being stuck in a classroom learning X, Y, and Z in school is Stone Age stuff. You know, I want my kids to learn on the go, have a tutor on the go. By 2023, I think I put up there, I want to have my own private jet. So me and my family, or just me by myself, we can travel wherever we want, no questions asked, do what we want, and let the world be our classroom, and let that be a student of that. Because so many people think, oh, it's all everything here in America, that's what it is. No, there's so many other countries and cultures out there that you can learn from, adopt from, and just become a more well-rounded person instead of what we just have here in this one country. What stops people? Money. You know, so another thing that I'm going to have is over 6 streams of income, each of them making a certain amount every single month. Why? Because I want that generational wealth. I'm creating that generational wealth and that income security for my kids. We don't have to worry. Because what kills me is, you know, in sports today for, you know, high school or middle school students, right? It can cost anywhere from like $300 to $500 to play a sport. Thank God my parents put me in sports, and I loved it because that taught me that team mentality, never give up, grind until you get it. And now kids can't get that because it's too expensive. And I absolutely hate the word expensive. Every time I hear the word expensive, I'm just like, ugh, that shouldn't even be a thing, right? Because you can't get time back, but you can always make more money. So go find it. Your money and the results of the money that you have, that's just a result of how many people you're helping. So if you don't have enough, you need to go find a way to make more. And there's always more ways to make money. So my biggest thing is, you know, those are just some of my goals. Create an entrepreneur school. My business partners and I have talked about an entrepreneur reality show. We've talked to a couple of producers on just like having that live, like see behind the scenes. Because one of the things that I think that you could probably resonate with me with is you can show what you want on social media, but where the real meat is behind the scenes. Those conversations behind the scenes, the coffee meetings, the grind, the lunches, okay, we got to do this, the strategy, the mindset conversations, you know, to up to 4 a.m, whatever. That kind of stuff that people don't see because they're like, oh, they live the life. It's easy for them. No, I can count so many times where I've stayed up till 5 a.m, doing X, Y, and Z, waking up again at maybe 7 the next morning to do whatever. You know, you gotta just really go after it, and people just don't get to see that. So my biggest thing, I guess, for 2019, and we'll sum it up with 5,000 people, is what I'm looking to do to help. Because from there, those people get to choose their reality and their experiences and what they want. That's my legacy. Is I want people when they look at me being like, you know, because of her, because she chose to be unapologetic and share herself and what it is that she's doing, I'm able to live a financially free life. I'm able to live a life of travel, live a life of staying at home with my kids, live a life of my parents not ever having to worry again, or whatever that is for you. I connect with people's pain points. I solve that problem. We make sure that Band-Aid is on there and everything's fixed, ready to go. So when you rip it off, there's no wound anymore. It's permanently healed. And that's what I want. Like that is my mission for people.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I told you my girl was going to bring the fire for you. I'm excited. I got notes. That's why I love this show, because I get inspired by the people that come on, just straight go-getters, change agents who are making a difference locally and globally. Thank you so much, Molly Trotter, for coming on to the show. Hey, if you didn't get anything out of this, it's your fault. You got to take full responsibility. If you didn't get anything out of this, you can't say that your man Darren didn't bring it to you today. This was straight fire on here today. If you didn't get anything from this, then it's your fault. So I just want to tell you all, this is a blessing. So, you know, when God give you a blessing, you need to at least act like you know it. And I want to tell God that I appreciate you for sending Molly on today, because I'm fired up. I don't know what she's doing for the women, but I'm like Beyonce. I'm about to get in formation. Because this girl definitely done put it on me today or whatnot. I'm ready to go get it. And it makes sense because I'm looking over here. I'm at the office or whatnot, but I got my big vision board plastered in front of me. And I got my jet on there. I got my Dawn on there, my drop top rolls. You know, so I got my cranberry red. I'm looking at the trap, but I'm saying, look how God does this. Look how the universe does this, whatever you want to call it, you know, the or the, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I'm just looking at this. This is the type of stuff that you attract. You attract people and you connect with people, and you know, like, man, we'll look back at this later on, like, man, remember Darren when I was on your show and I was telling you about that? You're like, look at it, like, here it is, baby, right here, and we'll be able to replay this. But this is where it starts, guys and gals out there. It starts with people who are having dreams, and I just want to end with this. Look at what it meant. Look at it. It's an old school show, hip hop show back in the day. Came on Fox, low budget at the time. Nobody didn't think anything about it. But look at it. It was called In Living Color. You had people like Jim Carrey on there. Jim Carrey messed around and was visualizing what he wanted to be and what he wanted to do. And he was getting $20 million checks when he was just broke and didn't know what he was going to do. There's a guy on there by the name of Jamie Foxx. You know, now he's an Oscar and an Emmy winner or whatnot. I mean, an Oscar winner, a Grammy winner. You know, there's a person on there that was a background dancer by the name of J-Lo now. You know, Jennifer Lopez. And so these are the things that I want you to understand. Don't despise the days of small beginnings. And I want you to understand that. So when you're looking at a person and you see the evolution, when they were doing In Living Color, these were just, you know, they were just B-rated. It's like, okay, this is something to come on after The Simpsons or after the game on Sunday. You know, these people are not going to really make it. The Wayans brothers were the ones. And it wasn't the ones we know now that was in the White Girls movie. And then it was their older brother that was doing everything. So look at the evolution of these different characters. So as you're seeing right now, and I'm declaring the same thing what we're seeing with Molly, as you look at some of the big people or the big guys or gals in the industry, and you look at these names, you know, you look at Alex and you look at these other guys like David now, this is the next wave. This is the next wave, because I remember seeing those guys come up the same way. You know what I'm saying? So this is the next wave. So you'll look back at this. I know you're saying this old country guy from Texas don't know what he's talking about. This is going to be that you're going to see Molly and you're going to just like, damn, Darren, you was right, man. Your country ass was right, dude. You was right. Look, she done blew her. She's on that jet for real, bro. And you know, seeing is believing for people. I'm telling you, you want to catch the wave right now. Get into this business. Learn what she's doing. Follow her. Make sure that you connect with her. But once again, Molly, thank you so much for coming on to the Power Story.
Thank you. No, I really enjoyed it, and thank you for just giving people a platform, you know, to share what they have, because it's powerful, because people don't see this all the time behind the scenes. And I think it's really powerful because the bringing them along in the journey, that's where the true meat is. That's where the true nuggets are. So people can really, truly change their life if they choose. So I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you've done, and just this platform to be able to just reach out to so many other people. So I'm just extremely humbled and extremely grateful.
All right, all right. And before we get off, girl, I know we done did all this business talk. You need to tell the people how they can connect with you, how they can get in, do some business and learn more. We can't set them up and don't give them no good information at the end. Tell them how they can.
We have the carrot dangling, you know.
There you go.
Just hanging there. So basically, you know, if you want to connect with me, you can go ahead and go follow me on Instagram, Molly_Trotter, TROTTER, Molly Trotter on Facebook. You know, essentially what it is, my mission here, like I said, you know, I'm here to allow people to put that dreaming cap back on again. You know, when we were little kids, we're like, what did you want to be when you grow up? You know, and, oh, I want to be a firefighter, astronaut, singer. And then those same people said, no, get a real job. Well, I'm here to say, you know, that real job isn't providing you any freedom. So let's put the dreaming cap back on. Let's get you into something that's going to be able to bring in money in the pockets of your time. You know, so for myself, when you come onto my Instagram, it's going to be pretty self-explanatory what it is that I do. And if not, shoot me a message. Because at the end of the day, what I'm helping people do is take money that's just sitting in their bank account and learning how to multiply it. Because everybody's looking to make more money. Everybody is. And there's no catch. There's no gimmick. It's learn a skill set that the banks are making $1 billion off of. Learn a skill set in the pocket of your time where if you can just copy and paste some information from one app to another, you can make money. Sounds silly, right? Well, that silliness is making more 6- and 7-figure earners in a year's time than any other industry, period. So I don't think those people are silly. Those people still have what I want, and I'm creeping up on them slowly but surely to be in that sector as well, and very, very close at that. And I'm just extremely grateful. Why? Because I get to show people how they can do it too. Because if I was just the only one to do it, that's boring. I want to share the wealth, and there's plenty to go around. So, you know, if that sounds of interest to you, definitely reach out. I'd love to be able to connect with you. You know, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever that may be. And then honestly, just pay it forward. Whatever it is that you got from this message, whatever it is that you're going to get coming out of this, pay it forward to somebody else, because you keeping it is selfish, and that doesn't help anybody else. Always pay it forward and know that it's bigger than you. And that's something you'll see on my page too, that it's always bigger than me. And that's why I do what I do.
Thank you, Molly. Hey, you got the information. We'll make sure that all that is in the show notes so y'all can connect with Molly. Definitely connect with Molly as soon as you can, ASAP. Hey, until next time, remember that if you won't change, be the change. Be blessed and be great.